The advantages I had is that when you learn two languages, you not only have two languages, but you live in two worlds. And I was able to teach myself how to read and write Spanish because I loved the Mexican boleros, rancheras when I was growing up, and we would have parties and all this music would be playing, and I loved it. And so I wanted to learn how to sing the songs. So what I would do is I would write down the words to the songs, and those days they didn't have CDs, they had the record player. So I would put the needle on and let a few verses go, take the needle off, put it back on, and I would write. And I had my little folder of all these songs in Spanish. And I would ask my mom, how do you spell this? How do you spell that? She just the way it sounds. So I would just write it the way, phonetically, the way it sounds. And I still have that little folder. But what that folder did for me, and writing the songs did, is that it really strengthened my Spanish language. And I saw how much that helped me with my English. That in high school I took, my friend said, are you going to take Spanish? And I thought, why would I take Spanish? I speak Spanish. But I said, okay, well, I'll take Spanish. And I took Spanish, and I learned that I really didn't understand the structure of the language. And once I started learning, I realized that I was not only learning Spanish, but I was learning English as well. So, you know, when I came out of that in high school, I was able to take classes in college in Spanish. I was able to converse in two languages. I had a friend who was also, she was Mexican American. Her parents were like third generation here, but she would get frustrated because she wouldn't be able to communicate with her relatives. So, so that's one advantage, and the other advantage is that I was able to teach my daughter how to speak Spanish. And I'm glad, because I have a large family, and a lot of my nieces and nephews do not speak Spanish. They only speak English. I think my greatest strength has been asking questions. It can also be my weakness too. Some people don't like for you to ask them questions. I think it's asking questions because ever since I was little, that's the one thing I did, and that's what helped me to get places. Because if you know people who are shy and they just sit there sometimes and they'll like be sweating and they won't want to ask anyone, you know, how do I get to the school, or how, or where do I get my books, or just simple questions. And I was always asking questions. Even to this day, when we go out places, my daughter says, she said, you should start a blog. She says, or to interview people. She says, I learned so much about people when we go places together. And she even says, when her friends come over, she says, wow, I just learned a lot about my friend. And it's because I tell her, tell me when I'm being nosy. Tell me when I'm, you know, just trying to find out about somebody. So, and I think I got that from my mom. My mom is like that too. But asking questions and knowing who to go to for help, that has been my strength. And if you get anything out of this, I think that's what you need to know. Who to go to for help, to lead you in the right direction, and to ask questions when something is not clear. Be it in a classroom, be it at the store, when you want to go to college, when you, maybe your friend's parent is a doctor or has a certain career, I mean, and you're interested, you know, don't be shy about asking questions. The more you ask, the more you receive. I think my greatest success, not counting my daughter who likes to be with me, my greatest success is getting out of my hometown. Because had I lived there, had I stayed there, I would not be the person I am today. My greatest success is learning how to get out of one place and then move on to another. My greatest success was finding a way to get to college because I had a mother who only had a second grade education. She could not tell me how to do it. My greatest success was finding a path for myself to get out of a life where I didn't have those kind of things, and to continue that path, to keep finding places to go. So I think that's it. I think that would be it. Just leaving my hometown and knowing that there's a big world out there. If I'm looking back as my past from being born to now, that would be it. My hero was a man by the name of Manuel de Santos. He was hired to be our high school counselor, and he had an interesting background. He was a former priest. He was a priest for a while, but then he felt like he wanted to work not just in private schools, he wanted to work in public schools. And he spoke Spanish. He was kind of like, he was my mentor. He's the one who, you know, I thought I was going to graduate high school, get a job. And he's the one who saved my life by telling me, oh no, you can go to college. And I said, you know, I can? I said, my mom doesn't have money. You know, at that point, she's a single mother with, you know, 1 million kids. And I said, in those days, though, it was easier. Life was simpler. Let me just put it that way. And so then he said, no. He says, you can do this. And I said, okay. In 9th grade, my life wasn't very good. Okay, I was a bit of a troublemaker, if you can believe that. And so when he told me this, and at the end of 9th grade, I thought, that sounds like something I'd like to do. And my other, another person that was very important in this, there was the librarian at my high school. She is the one who took me to the different colleges to go visit. And I remember when I went to Loyola Marymount, I said, I'm going to come to this school. And I was only in 10th grade. And from that day on, Mr. De Santos was the one who guided the classes that I took to make sure I would get to college. He, again, like I told you, used to take me to all these, it was the time when there were a lot of protests and marches, and he would take me to a lot of the farm worker marches. So I got to learn about what was going on with people who wanted justice, people who worked hard and wanted justice in their lives. So I wanted justice. And so I wanted to be educated. I wanted to be part of the, I wanted a good job. So then he guided me through those 4 years in college. When it was time for me to write my applications for college, I would fill them out myself, because my mom, you have to understand, my mom did not speak English. So I would go home and try to figure out these forms and fill them out myself, and I took them to him, and he looked them over. If I had to write my essays on how to get into college, to get into college, I would have him look them over, and he really helped me out. Again, remember I said I learned to ask questions, I learned who to go to. But if I had not had him, I would probably, I don't know what I would be doing, but I don't think I would be right here. And he's the one who gave me that direction. And so he would be my hero, I would think. And I saw him at a bilingual education conference one time. And I told him, you know, I hadn't seen him for years, and he was an older man now, and I saw him there with his wife, and I told him. So it was really nice to be able to let him know and thank him.
Hi, my name is Yvette Ramirez.
Hi, my name is Aaron Dulles.
Hi, my name is Oscar Rodriguez.
Hi, my name is Savannah Craighead.
Hi, my name is Amber Darlington.
Hi, my name is Malia Villarreal.